at the end of the day, because you know it's going to happen. Okay, yellow flags fluttering away in the breeze here as, it's Mark Bailey again in the wrong place this time. Well, at least he's pushed himself the flag at the back. Watch the lights at the start. And we get ready to go. And the lights go out and we're racing. A bit of fresh air under the front wheel. Hayden Smith, I'll tell you who's hooked up nicely, Mark Haig. He's made an absolute flyer of a start. The other two are struggling with the clutch. Yep. He's definitely got the whole shot there, as they like to say in MX.
Excellent crosser, isn't he? That's
well, I always used to try to impose on my pupils, practice your start every chance you get, because those couple of places you make up at the start, it's a lot easier to get them at the start than in the race, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, 1, 2, 3 coming down here. It's like that, as fast as you go. Hayden Smith's going for an inside overtake up into Park Corner, and Dave Ball is trying to look at following through. I don't think he's close enough to do that, though.
Wait and see, because you can have a good picture of them as they disappear out of your sight. They go around Park and they'll reappear briefly at Chris, and then you catch them down into the gooseneck, don't you? That's your view.
Mark Haig is still leading from Hayden Smith, so no change by the looks of it. Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, same as before. Mark Haig, Hayden Smith, David Ball, and I'm trying to see who that is in 4th place, and I can't see. But they've all gone down into Mansfield, clean as you like, and they'll be back with you shortly, mate.
I'm watching and waiting, and here they come, right on cue. It looks like the machine of Haig, the Chesterfield machine, Chesterfield furniture that is, as he tips into the bottom of the mountain. Very smooth. Hayden Smith trying to go with him though. Hayden would love to pull one over on his rival here as they go across the top. He knows he's quicker than him. I think that's what's going to be annoying for Hayden. He can look at the lap time and go, hang on a minute, I went half a second quicker than him ultimately, so why can't I do that every single lap? Where did he get away from me? I mean, at the end of the race, the gap was only 0.043 of a second, so it was side-by-side action across the line last time. This time I think he just wants to get a bit quicker, but I'll tell you what, he's got his hands full with David Ball, who's pulling alongside at the line there. Gap between them is about a bike length or so, also going strongly, as well as Richard Hayward in 4th. And we've got Ridley, Welsh, Sheriff, Lee, Neald, all over the line in fine form with Toland, Whittaker, Marshall A. That's A Marshall, as in Abigail, and because we have another Marshall, as in K. And who moves up a few places there to come across the line. 6 of the clubmen are making up 3 places. But Haig, Smith and Ball, that's where the action is, isn't it, Rick?
Yeah. A big shout out here for a fellow Gooner, because Richard Hayward is in 4th and looking for an overtake to try and follow through Dave Ball. We had a look at Hayden Smith again on the way up into Park Corner.
Well, let's see how he goes.
This is all falling into the hands of Mark Haig, because he's getting a little gap that he didn't have all race. Last race we had, he didn't have this gap, and he's got it at the moment because of the little bit of the scrapping that's going on before. Behind him, rather, sorry.
Yeah, no, it definitely helps. Definitely helps if your rivals want to beat each other up. You'll absolutely take that any time going. Here we go then. Haig is absolutely flying. Quick look at the gaps over the line last time. He led by 0.674, and Smith has gone quickest in the first sector, but we are talking by 0.03 of a second, so not a lot of time to go quicker. It all helps, of course. All the top 4, were covered by 1.2 seconds last time.
If you look at top 6 in this race, this is great. Top 6 are all one line astern. It's a freight train, and we don't know who's going to get who where.
Obviously the multitude of lines that these guys seem to have. Here we go then. Top 2 definitely starting to break away a little bit. I think Smith is going to go with Haig. This is your battle, mate. 42.826 there for Smith. So he's closed the gap to 0.3 of a second. Ball is 1.1 behind. So the gap between the 4 is 2 seconds now. So Smith on Haig, mate. This is going to be a battle. Ball, Hayward, Ridley. We're all arguing over that second place. It's squelchy, not too far off the money either. Bit of a gap back to Sheriff and Lee. But let's watch those leaders, buddy.
Yeah, that all changed up through the wooded section, didn't it? Over the mountain through there. That's what, because they were all line astern up until that point. Hayden Smith has had another look up the inside. I just can't see. I'm just waiting to see if he's made that stick. They're just coming around into view. No, it's still the same. 1-2. Mark Haig, Hayden Smith. The gap then to 3rd to Dave Ball. Another gap of similar distance to 4th. Who is Tom Ridley? Richard Hayward. Sorry, Richard Hayward.
Richard in 4th. Tom Ridley behind him there, but only by 0.2 of a second. So not a lot to choose between them.
Yeah, good ride by Richard. You know, he's on the money this weekend.
Yeah, he's certainly going very strongly indeed. He's been an impressive performer over the years. Been in this class quite a few years now, of course. He's taken over quality numbers, so that's obviously helped his performances. That's what might be part of the reason there. Nobody does anything special in the first sector there. Everybody's over a minute, which obviously if you're a sub 1 minute, that's the quick time. That's where Smith was last time.
Do you think we can get him to talk with a funny accent then?
He's going to try a bit harder than that, mate, that's for sure. Okay, Haig, Smith, Ball, Hayward was your order last time, waiting for him to come under the trees. Oh, look at this, mate. Smith is right on the tail. He's going to pick up the toe there. Definitely close enough to get a suck along, and here we go over line 0.92.
Yeah, that bike he's on is one of the fastest bikes on the grid. They're all fast, but like, the amount of time and effort that man Paul Whitby has put into his bike is above and beyond, really, and it shows in the performance of it.
I know Paul's probably listening at home as well, so big shout out going out.
He's not made that stick though. It's back to the original 1-2. Mark Haig followed by Hayden Smith, and then a little gap to Dave Ball, and a bigger gap to Richard Hayward, and then 5th place Tom Ridley, with Squelchy making out the top 6.
Damien Lee goes past on Adam Sheriff for one of the minor placings up to 7th place there. No other changes throughout the field. All the way down, I don't think, as the rest of the runners and riders come over, all having their own little personal battles. Bailey, Pearson, Collins and Nichols at the back there. Might be running just inside the top 20, but they're all having a good time of it. So Mark Haig, his transponder doesn't seem to be playing, or there's something wrong somewhere. It doesn't really matter. And again, the sector times come in now as they trip the timing beam. And I think, now that's a bit weird, because Ball has suddenly gone into the 59s, but I wonder
look at the gap.
I'm going to say, is the gap big or small?
No, look at where they come back to you, mate.
Okay, it's all right. It's just that it took a while for Smith's light to go, and that's normally an indication there's a problem there, but no problem there at all. Well, we're going to go back to that three-way battle, I think, mate, because the gap over the line was 1.2 seconds, and I reckon it's got to be less than a second between the three.
Just what happens when they come back out of the woods again, because it's almost a bit like it's a circuit preference for the rider thing, you know?
Yep.
Like they got closer and closer together all the way around through this part of the circuit, and now they're coming back out. You can tell me what they're doing now.
I can tell you exactly what they're doing. So they finished lap 4, and it's the fastest lap now for David Bull. That gap that was out over a second before is now down to half a second between the top 3 riders, and the gap between first and second is 0.133.
Hayden Smith has taken the lead.
I was going to say Hayden.
Yeah, but he's run a little bit wide on the way out there, but he's managed to hold it. I'm not sure if he's going to run down. Yeah, it looks like Mark Haig's going for the outside because he got a better drive. Hayden went for the guard line, if you like, on the way up. But
yep.
Mark Haig was having none of that, and I think he's trying to go around the outside into Park Corner.
Again, you so wish we had that little bit of extra height so you can see down into Mansfield and up over to Park there, don't you? No, I'm not calling you short, I'm calling the box short, mate. Another couple of stories wouldn't go amiss on that, would it? Okay, we're going to fall somewhere apparently, rider up and okay.
It looks like Mark has gone with him up at Park Corner.
Okay, yeah, because somebody has gone down. I just heard it on the radio.
It's now Hayden Smith leading with Dave Ball in second place in close attendance. You see them coming back to you now, mate.
Okay, Mark hasn't tripped the timing beam. That's give the indication to me. So you're right, it is Mark Hagan. Unfortunately, he's gone missing. So now it's a battle between Smith and Ball. Not quite sure what happened to Mark.
A yellow flag up at Park Corner. Yep. I think that round the outside move he was trying to make. Don't know whether that worked for him, mate.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Trying to go around the outside is good if you can stay on the gravel. If you try doing it on the grass, it doesn't work out so well with these Pirellis, does it?
How would we know that?
Yeah. Okay, so that's a great shame for Mark Haig. That's some valuable points he's chucked away. I know Kev Woolley's listening, and he'll be very happy to hear these different people winning races, of course, because it means nobody's closing in on him drastically in the championship. Here they come, though. Have a look at this battle, mate. It's going to be last lap flank, so that's the hurry up. Ball's going to leave. This is the man, of course, who was second in the championship. He's right on Hayden Smith's tail. They disappear around Coppers. You'll pick up, and the battle for third as well. Lumen, Hayward, and Ridley, mate. They're side by side.
Well, no, it's a typical YPM race, this.
Yep, it's good.
Right, be interesting to see if Dave Ball can. He looks like he's trying to get the drive out, and it looks like he has. So we're just going to see them run up the hill to see whether or not he can pull himself alongside. Don't think he's close enough. He didn't get enough of the toe.
It's a great shame. Well, he might have another go down into Mansfield or somewhere like that. Obviously, you've got a slightly better view of that. At least you'll get the early attempt. And again, Hayward on Ridley as well. Very close indeed. Bit of chatter on the radio again. Hopefully nobody else has decided to join the scenery.
It's not one of the front two if it is, because Hayden Smith is still leading with Dave Ball still clawing at him to try and get by. They come down now into Mansfield. Third place looks like it's been taken by Tom Ridley from Richard Hayward. So they're just about to come back to you, mate.
Yeah, watching them come back under the bridge there. Is Ball going to have one last chance at the bottom of the mountain? That's pretty much game over as long as you can keep it the right side up. And I have to say, I'm thinking it's looking good for Hayden Smith to go 1-2 in this race to back up his 1-2 in the TZ.
There's
in
a
the
one
Open
more
500.
opportunity in the hairpin. You never know.
Yeah, absolutely. Wait and see. The hairpin's always a very tough place to pass there, though. It's a very brave move. Possibly better off on the run to the line, which is exactly what David Ball's trying to do. He's pulling alongside him here. Not going to have enough herbs, though, and it is Hayden Smith who takes the win. Paul Whitney's bike wins another race without Paul Whitney on board, but hey, Paul will be very happy for his friend. And rider as he effectively is, he beats David Ball by 0.137 of a second. Fastest man in the second sector there, Richard Hayward, finishes in 4th place behind Tom Ridley, but again by a few tenths of a second. Squelchy picks up 5th place in the end there. Adam Sheriff moves up past Damon Lee on the closing lap. It looks like Paul Neal is going to come across the line and take yet another clubman win, so well done to Paul. Behind him, we're waiting for the rest of the runners and riders to trundle across the line. It's Whittaker passing Toland on the last lap there to claim 9th place, and that is on the Renter Racer bike. It's a very competitive bike, and again, thank you to David Ball for assembling that. We look forward to seeing how Mark Biswell gets on at that at Steffenen. Again, the entries for that are open if you're interested in racing this year. All the places are taken, but occasionally something comes up, so put your name on the list, you never know.
So it's just proving there it's a top 10 bike. You know, that's how well prepared this bike is.
Oh, it's a podium bike in the past, mate. I'm sure Stimson borrowed it one day and put it on the podium, which is unsurprising really with Dean Stimson. He could take a bicycle, it's going to be a podium in any class. Right, there we go then. The rest of the runners and riders come across the line. Behind Toland is Abigail Marshall, then Mark Summerfield, then Bailey, Chris Whitlock, Martin Pearson, Kev Marshall, Nichols, Collins, and no finish unfortunately for Haig or Turner. Poor old Colvin didn't make his the line either.